All right, shalom, shalom. It's your brother Kasha Kwala coming back at you with another lesson, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem and Chakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. And today's lesson is going to be based around being logical, and not, well, pretty much based around being not to be over logical. You can be logical in the truth. We need logistics within our camps. Okay, so without further ado, I'm gonna get the word logistics, and then I'm gonna get to the point of the lesson, because the point is you can be logical but still give room for the spirit. Okay, another individual who's logical and over logical is Esau. All right, he's very technical about things. All right, and being over logical and being technical can in turn make you super carnal, because now you're only worried about numbers. And if something, is actually, you're more of a doubting Thomas type individual, because you need the exact numbers. No, you can't pinpoint the spirit. Okay, so logistics, it says the detailed coordination of a complex or operation involving many people, all right, facilities or supplies. But we're going to just deal with this first sentence right here. So it says the detailed coordination of a complex operation involving many people. Within our camps, we deal with a select amount of people, okay? And we have orders and rules and commandments that we have to abide by, which is the coordination of things, okay? They're not complex, all right? They're actually pretty simple. The only thing where you can use the word complex about the commandments and the orders and the decrees that go out righteously is, the world being unorthodox to them. So it makes it harder for you. You see what I'm saying? You have to work. You have to do this. You have to do that. You have to worry about, not worry, but you have to take care of some things that you have to take care of that are worldly. It's just is what it is. The scriptures say in 1 Thessalonians, I think the 5th chapter, it says if you don't work, you don't eat. Well, shit, if you don't go to work, and your job is a worldly thing, all right? But it sustains you so you can keep up with the spiritual things. So you just ain't broke as shit, and you can't make it to camp and stuff because you don't got a car or you don't got no gas money or anything like that, all right? You have to take care of the things on the carnal side in order to fully participate on the spiritual side. It's just true. Okay, that's just the world we're stuck in. That would be the only thing that makes it complex, but at the end of the day, it's still easy. It's still easy to stay in the spirit. There's so many ways to stay in the spirit, and for you to have one excuse, that just goes to show you that you're probably being over logical, and second, you're being lethargic, because there's too many ways to push this word across and get it done. All right, and then it boils all down to just having faith. So it says logistics again. It says the detailed coordination. All right, we have detailed coordination within our camps. That's why we have a specific ranking system, or a specific order system, or things that the brothers are assigned specific tasks. Okay, all right, and the operation involving many people, and the people are the men within each prospective camps. That's the logistics of things. All right, we know how many brothers are in the camp. We got just the numbers. All right, so it says, going down to the second entry, it says the organization of moving, housing, and supplying troops and equipment. Exactly, supplying troops and equipment. Aren't we soldiers? All right, we endure hardness like a good soldier. All right, we're troop and shit. I'm specifically from the tribe Gad through the spirit. And what does Gad mean? A troop. All right. So we're managing and coordinating our troops to get in the correct position in the spiritual fight. Those are the logistics. It says the commercial activity of transporting goods to customers. Exactly. And one way we transport goods to customers is via doing these videos. Okay, this is us packaging up and then sending it out on the unicorn so it can be retrieved from to the other customers who may be listening. Okay, so here's the word logic, and then I'm gonna get into the scripture. It says logic. It says a branch of philosophy that treats of forms of thinking. All right, that's museth, like a museth. When you read it in Wisdom of Solomon, I think it's Wisdom of Solomon 9, if I'm not mistaken. It says the science of distinction of true from false reasoning. All right. Also, when you go into Wisdom of Solomon, I want to say, it may be the 11th chapter. I may be off, but it talks about the reasoning of men and the natures of creatures. Let's see if I can find it. Matter of fact. Unless I do it. I probably spelled reasoning wrong. I'm a terrible speller, by the way. Let's see if I can find it. Bear with me 1 second. No, it's not Ecclesiasticus. It's in Wisdom of Solomon. I want to say like 11 or something. All right. Let's see. If not, it's okay. We'll just keep it moving. Yeah, I may be off. I know it's in Wisdom of Solomon, though. I know for a fact it's in Wisdom of Solomon. It is. It's alright. I'll just keep it moving just for the sake of the lesson. So, logical says the reasoning for the science or the knowledge of distinction, which is discernment of the true from false reasoning, all right, which is your conscience. Okay, let's get the word conscience real quick in the blue letter. All right, we're gonna go to the book of Titus real quick. Titus 1:15. It says, "Unto the pure all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure. But even their mind and conscience is defiled." And this word conscience, I think, is sonodesis, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's sonodesis, and it means the conscience of anything, the soul, as distinguishing between what is morally good and bad. All right. So being logical is a distinction of what's true from false reasoning. Now, if you're being over logical, that means you're thinking too deep into certain things. And usually the things that you're thinking too deep in doesn't matter. Usually an individual who's over logical is this. It says logical argumentation. That individual is very argumentative. All right, meaning he has to get his point across with every little thing he disagrees or whatever about everything. So it says a sophist, a person who uses subtle distinctions in argument. Okay, that's a very tricky individual. All right, the Lord Yahweh Shai said, "Go tell that fox." He said fox. Why? Because a fox is very slick and sly with his ways. It's it's a logical animal. All right, it finds the best quote unquote strategy into survival. All right, even if he has to do it in a subtle way. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to get an individual who is logical, but not over logical, but what? He left room for the spirit because what? He had faith and believed. So this is Matthew chapter 8:5. It says, "And when Yahushua was entering the Capernaum, there came unto him a centurion," all right, beseeching him. Let's get what a centurion is, all right. Ooh, that's a long one in the Greek. It's hikaton tarkas. Let's see.
Strong's G 1543. Hikatan tarches.
Yes.
Hikatan tarches.
Yes, that's exactly it. So hikatan tarches, and it means an officer of the Roman army. All right, so he was a part of the Roman army, just like when you read in in Acts the 10th chapter, it speaks about a centurion who was a part of the Italian band. Okay, let's see Acts 10:1. It says, "And there was a certain man in Caesarea if I'm saying that right, called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band. All right. So that was another individual who was in the Roman army, and yes, he was an Israelite. Okay, just like this individual speaking to Yahushua was an Israelite. All right, he was just so happened to be in the Roman army at the time. He was a captain, or he was just one of the a ranking officer in the Roman army. All right, so verse 6 it says, "And saying, Lord, my servant lieth," he says, "and saying, Lord, my servant lieth at home, sick with palsy, grievously tormented." All right, he was sick with palsy. All right, meaning what? He was like paralyzed. All right, paraluktekos in the Greek, and it means a paralytic, yeah, so paralyzed, suffering from the relaxing of the nerves of one side. All right, disabled or weak of limb. So he was lame. All right, he was lame. When you're lame, your limbs don't work properly. Okay. So going back to it, so he told the Lord Yahushai that his that his soldier, or one of his soldiers was, paralyzed. He wasn't fit for battle, pretty much. All right. So going on to say, it says, verse 8, the centurion answered and said, Lord, I am not worthy that thou shouldest come under Salakia. It says, and Yahushua saith unto him, I will come and heal him. It says, the centurion answered and said, Lord, I am not worthy that thou shouldest come under my roof, but speak the word only, and my servant shall be healed. Now, this is where the centurion showed his faith and showed that he gave room for the Spirit. Even though being a centurion, even me personally, I used to be in the armed forces here in America. You have to use logistics when you have troops under you. Okay, when you're, I worked in the armory. I'm just gonna say it straight up. I worked in the armory, and I had to keep count in the inventory of over $3.1 million worth of ammunition and weapons. That's logistics that I had to practice every single day. It's the same thing the centurion had to do. And he was keeping a logical mindset that, hey, one of my men is sick of palsy. He's paralyzed. Okay? So what logical thing did he do? But it was a spiritually logical. He went to the physician, which was Yahushua at this time, and which still is. All right, but this specific time he went to Yahushua, the physician, and asked him, can you heal my servant? But I'm not worthy for you to be under my roof. That's showing his humility. And he says, but speak the word only. That was him giving room for the Spirit. He was a logical man, but he gave room for the Spirit. All right. So verse 9, it says, here's the logistics. It says, for I am a man under authority, having soldiers under me. All right. So he knows he has an amount of soldiers under him. And usually a centurion, he was over like 100. Let's go back to Acts. So it says, there was Acts 10:1. There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the Italian band, a devout man, and one that feared the Most High with all his house, Israelite, which gave much alms to the people and prayed to the Most High always, Israelite. Okay? It says, he saw in a vision, evidently about the 9th hour of the day, an angel of the Most High coming to him, saying unto him, Cornelius. Now let's go down. I think in this chapter it tells you how many people he was over. I may be off. Let's see. Bear with me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I may be off. Yeah, I don't think it says it in this. But usually a centurion was an individual who was over at least 100 men. Okay? I'm speaking as a man with that. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. All right? So going on, it says, for I am a man under authority, having soldiers under me. He knew the logistics. All right? What? Logistics says the organization of moving, housing, and supplying troops and equipment. Okay? So it says, and I say to this man, go, and he goeth. There goes the moving of troops. Those are the logistics. And to another and he cometh, and to my servant, do this, and he do that, and he doeth it. So the centurion was explaining the logistics to Yahushai. All right? It says, when Yahushai heard it, he marveled and said to them that followed, verily I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel. So through all the logistics that he shared with Yahushai, he still showed the level of faith and belief that he had, and he wasn't over logical, thinking like, oh, Yahushai, you don't have to come because it's about 15.5 miles this way, and my servant is on the third basement level, and it would be too far to walk. We don't have enough supplies to. He wasn't like that. He just humbly said, I'm not even worthy for you to step foot in my quarters, man. And I believe you. I believe you're the physician, and I believe you're the one who's going to help me. So just say the word only, and I believe my servant will be healed. And Yahushai responded with, verily I say unto you, I have not found so great faith. Even though the centurion explained the logistics to Yahushai, of course, being a spiritual individual, could peep the spirituality in the room that he was leaving for the spirit to work. All right? So, yes, you can be... Ooh, Salakia, I didn't mean to exit out of that. Yes, you can be logical. Yes, you can do the logistics. Yes, you can do the logistics. Logical. Yes, you can do the logistics. Sit down. You can do the logistics and be logical, okay? But being over logical doesn't work, okay? Because then you're being too technical, and your technicalities will start turning into be over carnal. Okay? So practice your logistics in being logical in a spiritual manner. Okay? So that's all I have for y'all today. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Achakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. All right, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm the brother Kasha Qualis from the GMS Atlanta Church. And until next time, I want to say shalom.